Okay, so we officially open the May 17th Bristol Energy Committee meeting. Do we have any citizens? Let's see. I don't see anybody waiting out there. You guys aren't citizens.
It says there are 5 participants. Is that Town of Bristol, one of them? Okay,
Lisa and John McCormick and a phone number.
Yeah,
okay,
Yeah.
great.
all right. So our first item of business is, does anybody have any additions to the minutes or corrections that I sent out a little while ago?
I remember there was something on there that I noticed them. Now I'm forgetting what it was. So,
Well, Matt had a correction about the, what was it, the something in beer up at the brew pub.
yeah,
The BS and beer.
Yeah, and so correct that.
let me see if I can find it without going away.
This blasted thing.
Richard, where did you list that, the notes? Is that
I sent them out. I sent them out recently.
Yep, I'm looking for that now. Well, I don't think it's a big deal, whatever it was.
It was on Monday, Sally. That's helpful. Monday the 15th, 2 days ago.
Did you see it or not?
Okay, I see draft agenda, and that was, maybe that had the minutes. No, it's different. I don't remember. Obviously, it wasn't so important.
Okay, if you find it or think about it, we can come back to it.
Okay.
Okay. So legislative update, I'm not going to spend any time on it. Kevin McCallum at 1:13 in the morning of the adjournment, if you can imagine that, put out an incredible summary. And I forwarded that to you a little while ago. So you can take a look at that. I contacted him, I know him. I contacted him and got permission to distribute it. So we're not doing anything illegal. I'll see if I can figure out how to post it on Front Porch Forum because it's very comprehensive. Old business, the Municipal Energy Resiliency Program, there's no action on that yet. It seems to drag along. Thermal Energy Network, Sally, do you have anything more you reported last time? Had we had the meeting before that?
Yes, I believe we had that meeting. But I'm not positive. I don't really know if we had that before or not. Anyway, that first meeting we had was really great to have Matt there from Efficiency Vermont and Select Board member Ian and some Energy Committee people, and Susan Smiley, I think, was there. Debbie New was there.
Mm-hmm.
A few others, and it was good just to talk about things and imagine different places that might be possible. And we were really focusing on Bristol at that point. Now, since I've been involved with different groups and looking at, where this and that, we've kind of realized we need to really understand more of the whole process. We need to learn about the drilling. Where can they drill? Those are some of the biggest monetary blocks is being able to drill and do it affordably, you know, so it turns out Debbie and I and Jared Rodriguez from New York. Oh no, Jared was not there in this one. I'm forgetting his name now, but he's someone who we met at New York who's all about drilling, and he got together a meeting for us with a 3-generation driller who I think owns Spafford Drilling now, or has been part of that family drilling for 3 generations, and you know, and he knows a lot about drilling, and so we had a long conversation with him to learn more about, you know, how that could work in various places around Vermont. And we heard that Bristol is actually a very difficult place to drill affordably because of the makeup of the earth here. You know, it's better in some other areas. And so we are going to end up, they're going to work on a map of Vermont to learn a little bit more about where it makes sense, more affordable sense to do geothermal networks. If it's not going to work in Bristol, and if it's not going to work in a lot of places that we might think would be great. It's like, that's the first thing to learn, is how feasible is it in an area that you're going to do it in, before you start thinking, oh, this is going to be great, let's do it. So we kind of got a little bit backpedaled to what we need to learn more about. So is there music going on in some room?
This band, the town band is practicing,
Okay.
so we're stuck with it.
Yeah.
It's actually very nice, but.
Yeah, that's great.
I can't hear a word you're saying, but
Yeah.
it's nice having you.
Anyway, but there's just continued learning in a lot of different areas. And so nothing is gone forward in Bristol, except that we realize, okay, there's a lot to learn before we try to, oh, let's make it happen here, let's do it there, you know. So that's where we're at with it.
Would you say you get the sense, Sally, that people are still excited about it?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people, and there's going to be a summit at Middlebury College on the 3rd of June, where all different energy communities are going to show up, and there's like 13 different tables to have discussions at, and one of them will be thermal, like next steps in thermal transition, or thermal sector transitions. So we'll have some information about thermal energy networks there, as well as the conversations that people bring up will be what we talk about. You know, it's like called World Cafe, where people go around and stop at a table and then really sink into some conversations with people. And then you move and go to another table and talk. And there'll be 13 different subject tables. So we'll have information on thermal energy networks there, as well as talk about whatever people want to talk about how to move forward with thermal, just getting better at thermal in Vermont, you know, or in Addison County. So I'll be the person at the table for that. I'll be kind of like the facilitator at that table.
All right.
Yeah.
So we know that there is one geothermal installation in Bristol, and that's Ian Albertson's.
Yeah.
That's a ground source. So somehow they got through, but
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how all this shakes out. We're
Well,
in the early stages.
That's a good point, Richard. And it was Champlain Valley Heating and Plumbing who actually did that drilling, I believe, or at least did I think they did the drilling of the project, or they hired the drilling.
Mm-hmm.
So we could actually talk to them and say, what did you think about that? How did that work? What, you know?
Yeah.
Because the person I spoke to said you could break a lot of drill bits in Bristol. So
That's
I don't know.
Huh.
Moncton quartzite.
Is that what it
A friend
is?
of
No
mine who's a
wonder.
geologist said that we've got a lot of Moncton quartzite, and it's harder than granite.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Huh.
So people like bedrock, little sandstone and then bedrock, I think.
Hmm.
Bedrock is good for the conductivity.
Yeah,
Hmm,
yeah.
interesting.
Anyway,
Okay, any questions or discussion on this? Great, thanks for your work on it, Sally.
you're welcome.
So EV chargers, there's been some development on that. And I'll take it, an update on Norwich Energy, the original bidder, 3 years ago, I guess. Talking to Ian, he emailed me and asked if I could get an updated bid on a level 3 system. And I contacted Norwich. Apparently Ian was looking into it from the standpoint of using ARPA funds. And so I contacted Norwich Energy, and essentially they really don't want to come out and do a full appraisal again until they have some sense that there might be some funds actually available and some serious thinking about it. And as we talked, I realized, and I let Ian and Valerie know, that the estimated costs on the average ballpark for the level 3s, if you don't run into any big trouble with phase 3 power, is between $100,000 and $150,000. And so that's a far cry from our bid of around $12,000 for the level 2s. So I conveyed that to Ian, and I haven't heard back, but it seems to be unlikely that that would be applied to ARPA funds that would eat up so much of what's available. So, but we'll see. A company called Positive Energy contacted Valerie through a Vermont resident who knows Valerie and is kind of helping this company get situated in Vermont. And I contacted them. Valerie asked me if I would check it out. I contacted them, and if you were here, I would have some diagrams and things of what they do. It's a company that actually manufactures level 2 and level 3 chargers, batteries, and a bunch of other stuff. And what they are offering the town is that they would do essentially a turnkey operation of applying for a federal grant that's available right now with a pretty tight window. They would apply for the grant, they would spec out what we need, and then they would install and set up and so on, all the way from beginning to end, at no cost to the town. What they're counting on is that they'll make money during the process of selling their equipment. So we talked about that. I Zoomed with them for about 45 minutes. And there are really two options. One is the one that we really want and that they agree would be the best, which would be their level 3 system with 2 to 4 heads, depending on how much parking we want to allocate. But the real key there is there's got to be enough 3-phase power available. And they need 180 volts, 180 amps, which is pretty heavy. And so that's one thing that might be a problem. I contacted her, I have put in a phone call and email to Green Mountain Power's innovation team. They haven't gotten back to me, and I'll get on them again tomorrow, because they're the ones that are gonna have to come out and tell us whether or not this requirement is there, or would they be willing to bring it to us. So that's an issue. that even though they might do everything for us at no cost, it still might not be possible. They do, however, have a fast charging level 2 charger. It's a brand new thing. It comes in at about 19 kilowatts an hour, and they said that would be enough to give a car about a 50% charge in an hour and a half. And our goal really is to be able to offer people who are traveling the opportunity to come into town, charge, and then patronize our businesses. So an hour and a half doesn't sound unreasonable if indeed all that works out. So we're really waiting for the innovation team to tell us a little bit more information about power availability. And then I hope to present this to the select board at the next meeting. It'll have to be at the next meeting, or it's not going to work for this round of grants. However, the feds are going to be cycling another round through. So I think the question is really if indeed the select board decides to say, go ahead, try this, we try it, and have the entire thing paid for. The other possibility, according to Maddie, is, of course, that there is still state funding coming down the pike. Some time ago, I received a survey from the state of Vermont regarding our needs for level 3 chargers, and I filled that survey out. But Valerie got a request for it yesterday, and I filled that out again, and so we'll see what happens. Apparently, there's a process in Montpelier right now where they're trying to determine where the state is actually going to install these things, and that might be at no cost to us as well. So we've got 3 things going, any of which might happen. And I think we're covering it pretty well, but we'll see. I'm in touch with Maddie, and hopefully something will come through. Any questions on that?
I just have one. I think when we had Norwich come out to look at the other, I guess it was like a level 2 maybe, charger, that spot that's now green. In their proposal, did they mention anything about needing 3-phase power versus single phase? Like, I wonder if we already learned from GMP at that point what they could provide. I don't know. I don't remember, but because I remember GMP was out there as well, or at least Richard, I think you had talked about it at that time too.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because the guy we were dealing with retired, so we have to start a kind of a new pathway.
Yep.
But there's nothing in the proposal, of course, regarding 3-phase power.
Okay.
And that's all I have a copy of at this point, so I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I think GMP was our best avenue, right? So,
Yeah.
I somehow was under the impression that in front, that pole that's kind of between the gas station and the town hall, that there was 3-phase.
Yeah.
But that might be a, fugitive memory.
No, I do believe there's 3-phase right across the way there. And I think that GMP was saying that they would bring it across and into the pole we talked about, and that would handle the 2 level 2 chargers.
Yeah,
They didn't talk about going for the level 3 or if they had enough for a level 3 or anything like that, because we were just talking about level 2.
the level 2s don't need 3-phase.
Okay,
They don't run on 3-phase, they run on 240.
okay, so they just had to bring over a wire or something. They had to do something from across the
Yes, they
road.
had to bring 240 across to that pole.
Okay,
But the level 2s don't need the 3-phase.
yeah, well, there is 3-phase right across the street, so it's not
Good.
far away.
Good, great. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Anybody else?
I just want to thank you so much, Richard, for really following all those threads.
Oh, it's, I think you're doing network geothermal and I'm doing EV, and I think that's probably how we ought to work. We'll just put people onto bulldog things, does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And I think, we'll bring stuff back. If I get definitive information, I'll bring it back to our committee. Probably just as a matter of information, if it's okay. I guess I'd like to have your blessing to present the information to the select board as part of our research. We probably won't be making a recommendation, but as part of what we found out. Valerie and Ian have been channeling this stuff to me, so.
I think that's great.
Want to make sure we're all in concert. Window dressers, Allison is going through some real hard issues right now. Her partner had some very, very serious health issues and is coming home from the hospital today. She was picking him up, so she can't be here. But I don't know, did you see what I sent out regarding the window dressers update, or should I just read that to you?
Well, I saw it and it's just reminding me that that's what I wanted to say, that there's something I wanted to say about in that. That's the maybe mistake that I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, let's go back to that.
okay. So what I heard you say is that window dressers, Bristol, I believe, unless you've heard something different from Allison recently, there were like 80 windows that were ordered before the thing started last year, and they didn't get done. So those 80 windows, mainly from Lincoln and some from Bristol maybe, will be able to be done at the Charlotte build. And we will have to measure them. They haven't been measured yet. So we have to agree. We can't ask more people to jump on. We can't solicit more windows from Bristol. They have agreed to do those 80 windows, and that's it. So that's the clarification, I think, unless you've heard something in the last few weeks or something from Charlotte, but I think.
Okay, we'll have to clarify this because what Allison sent this afternoon is, I have reviewed the number of windows, households, that would need to be measured in Bristol, Lincoln, New Haven, to be included as part of the Charlotte build. At this point, it is as follows: Bristol 5, Lincoln 3, New Haven 1. So I wonder if she has, I would think she'd have the full picture. So we're gonna have to clarify that.
Yeah. And did you say those are households or windows? Like,
It says windows and then in parentheses, households, so I think it's households.
That's my impression as well.
Yeah, so it could be a good number. I suppose it could go up to 80 with 9 households.
Mhm.
That is possible.
I would like to, for the clarification, I would like to hear how many have already been ordered. If that's included in what she's saying here, or that's entirely different and this is additional, or maybe you said it was additional.
No, it doesn't say it. It just says the ones that would need to be measured that they know about.
Okay, that's the key right there. The ones that need to be measured are those that you mentioned. So we are not to reach out to other people and say, hey, do you want to do window dressers? We can take on more people. I think that's where we can't go. We just need to measure what's been done, and those are the ones.
Okay. Okay, I'll
So-
clarify that with her,
Yeah.
to make sure, but that's logical. We need to know, she would like to know, who would like to, who's willing to measure.
I'm willing to be a measurer. I'm not able to put the things into the computer, so someone who knows that well needs to be that person. But I've been for years doing the physical measuring and just reading out the numbers, and then someone else puts it in, like Marianne was brilliant at doing it. I don't know who else knows how to do what she was doing, but that's what's needed there. If Carl, if you want to measure too, then maybe there's another, I don't know which part you would want to do, but
It doesn't matter to me. I haven't done the computer thing, but if maybe I should email Allison and ask her for instruction on how to do the computer entering thing.
I think,
Is it-
yeah, you might want to talk to Marianne and see if she's willing to teach you, because I don't know if Allison knows it as well as Marianne, but whatever you want to do.
What is Mary Ann's last name?
Roberts.
Can you send us her email?
Yep. I'm also happy to reach out to her if you want, but I don't know.
Whatever makes sense.
Okay.
I don't know, Carl, do you want to coordinate with her and Sally, do you think?
Sure.
Since you,
Yeah, Sally, can you send me Mary Ann's email, please?
Yep.
Thank you.
okay. Anything else on window dressers? So we're not, the next item is tabling at Pocock Rocks. We're not going to, obviously then try to recruit more
Yep.
windows the way it looks.
I started thinking about something that I think might be fun to do there. And it is asking people what they've done that was really satisfying or really effective to lower energy costs. And I was thinking of putting this on a kind of on a chart so people could write in what they've done, and then other people can look through them and check off if they've done them too. And then it will get conversation, a way to start talking with people. If they write one or two things down, and then, it just is a way to jump into conversation. And I think that's the most important thing for us to do, is find a way to converse with people and connect.
That's a good idea. Would
Yeah.
you do that
Yep.
on a poster of some sort where people can write directly, or tear
I was
off?
thinking of it on sheets on a table so that people can write. And then, I mean, a poster would be good if it didn't seem like it was going to blow away or something, but I think some large cards of stock or something on the table so that people could actually, maybe there's 3 of them there, so that one could be writing on this one, and one could be writing on that one, and one could be writing on the middle one, so there's some spread out. And then people can be reading what other people have done, and that gives them an education. Like, we don't have to spit out all the possibilities. All the things that people have done and really liked are written down, and they can see what people are doing. People wouldn't put their names down. And it would just be a way for people to kind of tune into, wow, I have done some things in the past 10 years that have been really helpful. And it gives them their own confidence that they've done some stuff, and they see all these other things that people have done.
Yeah, it sounds, we could have probably dig out our case studies again.
Yep.
And have some of them available.
Definitely.
So Sally, your idea is, give me a verbal, what would you have on the
Um,
top of the form?
Let's see, I wrote it down somewhere here. Let's see. Uh, most effective ways you've reduced energy costs,
Okay,
something like that.
yeah,
Or just effective ways you've reduced energy costs.
and maybe their experience,
Yes,
you know,
and yeah,
sometimes we do something to reduce energy costs, and it's actually a big pain in the butt or something, you know?
yeah.
I know
There could be a place for
plus and minus or something.
effects. Well,
Yeah.
I would say, honestly, I would say the things that you have, like your most effective
Okay,
things or something like that. So what they are going to be good ideas so that anyone looking at it goes, oh, these people really liked how they came out, you know, so it's all good, not like, oh, I did this and it sucked, you know, we don't really want that on there.
Yeah, yeah.
we could have that on another page. It's actually, yeah, never mind. Okay, that sounds, can you bring the materials to set that up?
Yes.
Shepherd
So,
that one?
yep, I'll do that. What I do need though, is if we do this Pocock thing, I need to have team members. I don't even have a car to bring my tent, table, stuff there. I was thinking of not bringing the mower, maybe, if I'm bringing the other stuff and doing that, kind of stick with this sort of a thing.
I could bring the mower and the, you know, a string trimmer.
Okay, that sounds great. And I'm glad to be there, you know, like for a lot of the day, but not only me, definitely want to be there with two people, I think. And,
Mhm.
you know, I'm happy to go over and set up with stuff and I'm happy to break down, but we'll need to be, you know, get some time off midday or whatever. And
Yeah,
so we got to sign up people to do it.
Yeah,
okay, so we'll do that online. I'll definitely volunteer.
me
Great.
too.
And Carl said he will.
Great.
We could bring the, you know, some of the green equipment, I guess. Matt reported that he has promotional materials from Efficiency Vermont for us to hand out.
I think that, yeah, they might, does he have them
He
personally
said he
or,
did.
okay,
He said
good,
he did.
great. Because I think someone was going to send them to me, but I haven't gotten them. So maybe they just gave them to Matt.
Yeah, I'll check with him again and see.
Okay.
Um,
I think this time we probably should not have a lot of stuff in there, but just kind of really focus a little more. You know what I mean? I don't know how you feel, but sometimes
Yeah.
it's just like too much clutter. I think it'd be really good to get into talking with people and asking them this kind of stuff and having a mower and trimmer there for sure. But and then have the handouts that we have, but not go overboard with so many things.
Right.
Yeah,
Maybe get a handout out when somebody talks about something that handout answers, and then not have them all over the table.
Yeah, there could be, I have two tables, so there could be one table with handouts and then the other is just you really focus on people, get to read what other people have done and write down stuff and that sort of thing.
So we're gonna need some Pocock rocks to hold down the stuff.
Yeah, we
on the
are.
tables, okay?
Yep, a bag of rocks.
Yeah.
Also, I have the banner that we forgot
Oh,
last time,
cool.
I think it's so that
Cool.
is, so we'll be able to have a banner there.
Do they have tents there?
No, we have to bring tents and I
No,
have
I
a
mean-
tent.
No,
Oh,
I'm asking, is there a place for tents?
they just set 'em up in the street. There's just like, you know, 30 tents on the street, just
Okay,
like a farmer's market or whatever.
okay,
We're right on the main streets, asphalt. There's no staking down your tent. So it's good to have an extra person there so you can hold your tent down if it's windy, or somehow attach a jug of water or a bag of rocks to it or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, probably a bag of water, a jug of water on each corner at least.
Yeah, or tie a log around it, leech
Yeah.
foot.
Yeah,
A jug is probably less trip hazard.
Right.
so I went on Pocock Rock's website, and it looks like everything is Facebook enabled. I could not even get contact information or I couldn't activate it at all because I'm not on Facebook. We need to reserve a spot
Okay.
and we need somebody to do that since
I
I'm
think
an alien.
I haven't used Facebook in years, but I think I'm probably still signed up on it. Although I might have made it so that it doesn't show up on my thing, so I might not ever get an answer. That's too bad. I could talk to someone who is running Pocock maybe and find out how I could
Yeah, it's
sign up.
really strange. It's Bristol Core.
Okay,
And
I'll check with Bristol.
yeah, they don't, there doesn't seem to be a portal for ordinary users, which I think is a mistake. They need to
Yeah.
open it up.
Mhm.
Okay, so do we want to try to recruit actual workers for the window dressers event, or do we want to wait for the fall?
I think we wait a little bit. Or I see, you mean at the Pocock thing.
Yeah,
Um,
Do we know when the build is gonna be? Like the date and the time?
we
Probably
can find that
November.
out. Yeah, we can, we can go to the website. It is on the window dressers.
Because I think if we know that information, I don't think there's anything wrong with at least getting a list of interested
Yeah.
people, and then maybe
Yeah.
a month or two or however long we can
Put a
re-engage
clipboard out.
people. You know,
Okay,
We'll have to make it really clear to whoever's at the tent, that everyone wants to be at the tent, that we're not taking new orders.
right.
Make that crystal clear.
Yep. Okay. Anything else on this? So,
I think, yeah, I'm thinking, well, anyway, whatever.
no, go ahead.
I think we should really try to get the people who, the homeowners to be going to it, volunteering
Mm-hmm.
as much as we can.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay,
But we do
So-
need others as well. Yeah.
yeah. And some, I don't know who the homeowners are, but some might not be capable.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They get a discount or they get them free when they work, is that true?
No, I don't think so.
No,
Okay.
anyone who signs up is very much encouraged to work, no matter what they pay. And those who can't pay, don't need to pay, or they can pay less. And some of those people who can't pay also can't work. So, you know,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we had just been talking about the fall weatherization workshops that Carl is gonna get some information on. I just have that on as a placeholder for right now,
Mhm.
unless you've got anything.
I honestly haven't touched that since the last time we
Okay,
talked.
okay. Climate Economy Action Center, CEAC. Mike Roy and I were gonna get together, but he has some kind of a family medical issue and that was canceled, so that's a placeholder as well. Which leaves the final thing that I think we ought to try to do maybe in person at the next meeting, I sent you the Bristol Energy scorecard. And if we were all here today, we could kind of go through it. It's, let's see, where are you, Al? Hey, Al. There we go. It looks like this. It's a 2-pager, and then there's a longer one. The 2-pager is more relevant because it's post 220. The first one was 2016. But at any rate, just very quickly, it talks about Bristol in specific, what our targets are, and for 2025, the state is hoping we will reduce our energy use by 11%. We'll have to see. Energy efficiency, the actions that they are suggesting promote the replacement of lighting and appliances with efficient alternatives to homeowners and businesses, replace outdated appliances and lighting in municipal buildings. Transportation and land use, we have met 50% of the 2025 target with EVs and hybrid vehicles. And so the actions are host an EV demonstration event in your town, which we're going to do in the fall. Encourage the installation of public EV chargers. We're doing that. And then update your zoning to increase density and transportation efficiency. So that's something we can think about and talk about with the planning folks, I think.
Yeah, they've been talking about it, planning and zoning, I think. I haven't gone to any of their meetings, but they've been talking about it.
Thermal efficiency, we're 90% complete on heat pumps. We've installed, according to this, 347 of the 386 we need to install. But that's, something that needs to be ongoing. And the actions really center around weatherization. We're way behind on weatherization. The goal is 63. We've weatherized only 4% of the homes in Bristol. I'm skeptical of that, frankly. But anyway, perform outreach to community on benefits and incentives of weatherization. And I think as a legislative action this last time on weatherization, as more stuff rolls out, we can publicize that. And then contact the Regional Planning Commission or Efficiency Vermont for support for retrofits for municipal buildings. We are doing that. So that's the MERP program. We're just not getting anywhere. And then renewable energy generation is a real kind of a hard issue. We are 48% of the 2025 target, which I think the targets, while they're admirable, I think they're unrealistic in terms of actually being able to do them. Participate in a community solar project. We've done that. There is going to be a project going in on the Lathrop property, the 2.2 megawatt, I think, still. So maybe that'll be credited to us. And then they say, go ahead.
Sorry.
You're muted, Sally.
We can't hear you if you're,
I know, I muted because my phone started ringing.
oh. You had something to,
Now it stopped, so I opened it again. I just wanted to check with the Lathrop property.
oh, I'm sorry. I didn't-
Yes, so that is gonna be built, but I don't think, well, yeah, that goes toward
It
Bristol.
has to be part of our community.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it
I
has
mean,
to be.
it's not gonna be, people from the town aren't gonna be using that energy, but we cited it in the town of Bristol, so we get credit for citing it. Yeah,
Yeah, I hope so.
yeah.
And then they want you to consider commercial and municipal properties for rooftop, excuse me, or ground mount solar. And include an anaerobic digestion in wastewater and manure management plans. New Haven is gonna get a digester, but that won't help us. So, and we don't have a municipal, system that generates heat, wastewater system that generates heat, so, that's not applicable. So
What
that's
was, what was the thing you said considered just before the anaerobic thing?
consider commercial and municipal
Oh, that's
properties.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for rooftop and ground. So take a look at that stuff and think about it, and let's see if it affects any of our plans. As we go through it, we are doing a number of these things already. EV chargers, municipal building upgrades, and so on. EV demonstration day. We're planning a weatherization workshop in the fall. So we just want to make sure that Efficiency Vermont gets this stuff, or whoever's doing it. I'm not sure who is doing this.
Madison County Regional Planning. It's the only thing I see cited.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, okay. Any other questions or anything on that, thoughts?
I was wondering if we might want to do an EV charging, an EV demo day at a different time than we've done it in the past. We've done it in the fall and we get some people, but maybe doing it twice a year. I don't know if they'd want to do that, GMP, but is there another time of the year that would be, actually, maybe fall is the best because really people are so busy in the spring. Gardens and everything else. Yeah, I think, never mind. I think October 1st is what we've done and it's really worked out. Well, we'll just have to do more, try to get more people there.
Yeah, I think so. The spring is busy and then people go away in the summer. It'd be nice if it were kind of thing that you could pop up periodically, like on a farmer's market day or something like that, but we'll have to see what kind of traffic the farmer's market generates before we do much.
It could be that one or two people in Bristol would be willing to just have their car there and talk to people about it near the farmer's market, so people could ask questions or something. I don't know. Maybe not, maybe.
Is there a time of year when people buy cars?
I think it is fall, isn't it? Just before the new ones come out, or just when the new ones come out? I don't really know.
Probably spring and fall, vacation and all that, and get the new car. I don't know. We can check, see. I don't know if anybody's gonna buy anything with the financing and the cost of cars now. But I like your idea of maybe just getting a few owners to show up and offer, their cars as evidence during the farmer's market. Let's see how the farmer's market goes, and if there's a particularly hot time in We could have a couple cars there. Okay. So that goes to the end of our agenda unless you guys have anything else. Okay,
That was great, covered a lot. Thank you, Richard.
sure. Okay, thanks for coming and hanging on. I was beginning to lose faith, and then Carl came in and he came up with a way to sign in. It's totally foreign to the instructions. What we did was sign in actually to his Google account, go to Front Porch Forum and click on the link, and everything came up here.
That's
So it's pretty
great,
wild. Yeah.
brilliant. Thank you, Carl.
Very
Yeah.
well, Carl.
That is awesome.
Team effort.
And otherwise, I would have been, I don't know, it would have been just Carl and me talking to each other.
I really like how it works. We're all on the screen. I think it works better than the other way.
Yeah, that's the OWL working for us. I think I'm becoming a real fan of owls. I'm planning to buy one for my church because we have hybrid meetings.
Nice.
And turning your computer when somebody speaks or wants to listen is just a pain.
Yeah.
Great. And they offer them to not-for-profits at half price. Refurbished ones. They're around $1,050, something like that, for about half. You can get a refurbished one if you're a not-for-profit. So if
Nice.
any of you guys want to declare not-for-profit status, you can have your own owl.
I don't think I have a big use for it at this point, but
It's pretty cool.
yeah.
Okay, anybody?
All right.
I have the meeting notes I typed up. I will organize them a little bit more and I'll send them out there.
Thank you
Well,
Thank you
so
for
much for
covering for me
doing.
last time. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Ben.
Thank you, Ben. It's
Hey,
really appreciated.
See you, everybody.
See you
Good
guys.
night, everybody. Bye, John.
Now we have to figure out how to turn all this off.
Get out of this thing.
Okay, leave.
I should do it, I would think.